Who should Jews vote for? This question is hotly debated amongst Jewish liberals and Jewish conservatives in recent months. In the last few decades, Jews have been incredibly democratic. They've almost always voted for Democratic candidates, regardless it was blue, no matter who. But recently, there's been a massive tide turn. Due to the Israel-Hamas war, there's been a massive exodus from the Democratic Party. Now, that's not to say that there are still many, many Jews, and possibly even a majority of Jews that are going to support Harris against Trump. There are still a massive portion and a new movement of Jews turning to the right. This is because of the Israel-Hamas war, in which the Democratic Party have been incredibly anti-Israel. Their rhetoric, people like the Squad, you have Kamala Harris, you have the AOCs, the Rashida Tlaibs of the Democratic Party constantly either holding Israel back or downright criticizing Israel. Now, I want to make the case for Jews to vote Donald Trump. I'm going to go through many different reasons, as well as provide different specific examples of why Jews, if they want to save Israel and if they're pro-Israel, must vote Donald Trump in this upcoming election. The first reason, he recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. Reason number two, his ambassador to Israel is Dovid Friedman, who is an incredibly proud Jew and has fought for Jews for decades. Number three, he recognized Jerusalem as the capital, which destroyed the entire possibility of a Palestinian state in East Jerusalem. This was a massive, massive move by Trump, criticized by many, and yet he did it. Obama could have done it. A lot of other presidents could have done it, but he did it. He made Jerusalem the capital. He recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Reason number four, he ended the Iran nuclear deal. This deal was a terrible deal for Israel, and Bibi Netanyahu often spoke of how bad it was for Israel.
Israel fully supports President Trump's bold decision today to reject the disastrous nuclear deal with the terrorist regime in Tehran. Israel has opposed the nuclear deal from the start because we said that rather than blocking Iran's path to a bomb, the deal actually paves Iran's path to an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs, and this within a few years' time. The removal of sanctions under the deal has already produced disastrous results. The deal didn't push war further away, it actually brought it closer. The deal didn't reduce Iran's aggression, it dramatically increased it.
It essentially allowed Iran to fund its terror across the world. Trump also essentially bankrupted Iran, slapping them with heavy sanctions, stopping them from making any money from their oil. Reason number five, he brokered the historic Abraham Accords, which helped Israel avoid giving land away for peace. What I mean by that is, generally when Israel needs peace with an Arab country, they've given away land. And in this case, Donald Trump was able to broker a massive peace agreement, and possibly even with Saudi Arabia in the future, without Israel having to give away any land. Reason number six, he's used Palestinian as an insult. In this video, where he refers to Chuck Schumer as a Palestinian, he's using it as in a derogatory manner, which should point towards Jews that he views Palestinians in a negative way. He understands that they are a threat to both Israel and the entire Western world.
That they once had.
You'll give it to them.
Yeah, I'm good. But they don't have the backing. Even Schumer has become like a Palestinian. Chuck Schumer, Jewish, always strong for Israel. He's become like a Palestinian.
Reason number seven. He's one of the only politicians who hasn't really pushed Israel to accept a ceasefire. Now, he has said that Israel has to finish its war quickly and has to win quickly, but he has never said that Israel needs a ceasefire now.
Unlike liberal Kamala, I will support Israel's right to win its war on terror. You have to support that. Got to win, got to finish it off.
How about Iran and Israel? What about that one?
Well, that depends. A lot's happening right now.
I know
we're going to
it
have to see what happens.
Okay.
That one is a very interesting one. And it's become more interesting because Israel didn't listen to Biden and her. and did what they wanted to do, and they put themselves in a pretty strong position.
Right.
So it's a different, it's a different story, but only because Bibi did not listen to Biden. Biden wanted everything to just sort of foment. They wouldn't listen to him.
Crooked Joe's action is one of the worst betrayals of an American ally in the history of our country. I support Israel's right to win its war on terror. Is that okay? I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad politics.
Reason number 8. His son-in-law is Jared Kushner, an extremely proud Jew. Reason number 9. His daughter Ivanka Trump is also Jewish, an Orthodox Jew, in fact. Reason number 10. He is on great terms with Jewish billionaire Miriam Edelson, and she just donated a massive amount of money, in the amount of $100 million, in order to control, like they say, like the PACs, the people behind the politicians. She is one of those people, and she wants to basically influence and control Trump's foreign policy affairs in regard to Israel. Reason number 11. He has consistently said at rallies that he defends Israel completely.
Under my leadership, America will once again stand shoulder to shoulder with our friend and ally, the state of Israel.
Reason number 12. He was among the first to discuss every attack Israel has faced from October 7th and onward.
Before going any further, I want to say God bless the people of Israel. They're under attack right now. That's
A lot of things are happening in the world. We just heard, you probably heard, that Israel was just attacked, very severely attacked. And Hezbollah.
Reason number 13. He has said he will deport pro-Hamas protesters and denounced anti-Semitism at every opportunity. You can see that at his rallies and almost every public appearance in which it discusses Israel.
We'll terminate the visas of all of Hamas sympathizers, and we'll get them off our college campuses, out of our cities, and get them the hell out of our country, if that's okay with you.
Reason number 14. He understands peace through strength and would stop a wider regional war in the Middle East. Reason number 15. He is surrounded by pro-Israel Christian Zionists, like Christian evangelicals and Protestants, who are fighting to ensure that Jews continue control of the Holy Land. This is because they want access to their holy sites, and under Jewish leadership, that is the only time that they'll have access to those sites. Reason number 16. Under Trump, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo signed a declaration that the establishment of Israeli civilian settlements in the West Bank is not per se inconsistent with international law. Now, that is a big milestone for the Jews in the West Bank, who I refer to as heroes, as people that are defending the Holy Land from nefarious forces. And that declaration was a big step in the right direction. Reason number 17. Under the Trump administration, Iran was broke due to heavy sanctions. Now that he's gone, they've been selling tons of oil, and they have a surplus of money to fund their terror proxies. Also, Biden's America released $6 billion to Iran last year for humanitarian purposes. We all know what they used those for.
U.S. coffers.
All right, how about $100 billion to Iran? Was that a mistake?
I'm not sure what you're referring to, Senator.
Well, you tell me, how much money has this administration flowed to Iran?
We have not flowed money to Iran.
Really?
We have money in accounts that are restricted for humanitarian use only.
And money's not fungible?
This regime will always spend money on these kinds of activities, the proxy activities.
When Joe Biden became president, how much was Iran selling in oil a day?
I don't have that figure for you, Senator.
Of course you don't. The answer is about 300,000 barrels a day. How much is Iran selling in oil a day now?
Somewhere short of 2 million.
So it went from 300,000 barrels a day to 2 million barrels a day. That's about $80 billion that the Ayatollah has made because your administration refuses to enforce oil sanctions.
No, we do enforce oil sanctions.
Well, you do
Senator.
so terribly because the number has increased almost tenfold.
Reason number 18. Donald Trump said this at a rally recently. It is important for Israel. It is important for Israel's neighbors as well that Israel wins this war, he said. And the United States is not going to micromanage the war They're not going to tell Israel how to win. Reason number 19. He eliminated Qasem Soleimani, the senior Iranian military leader, was assassinated in 2020 under Trump's watch. And he bragged about it. So he understands the Iranian threat better than any president has before. Reason number 20. Biden and Kamala have called Israel's bombing indiscriminate and has said that its conduct has been over the top.
You know, yet again, there are far too many civilians who've been killed. I mean, Israel has a right to go after the terrorists that are Hamas. But as I have said many, many times, they also have, I believe, an important responsibility to avoid civilian casualties.
Reason number 21. Kamala Harris's new Jewish liaison opposed every single pro-Israel move by both Republicans and Democrats. Whether it was moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, recognizing Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights, or even cutting off aid to the pay-for-slave program of the Palestinian Authority. Instead, he urged anti-Israel moves, including a unilateral recognition of a Palestinian state on Israel's territory. Reason number 22. In a recent interview, Walz told AOC, the head of the squad, that she would be made Speaker of the House. That would be disastrous for both Israel as well as Jews in America.
We're going to win this election. We're going to make you put a gavel in your hand in the House.
Reason number 23. She was recently heckled by many protesters attacking her for her pro-Israel stance. And she agreed with them. She said that what they said was very important and that it was real, that the genocide was real.
Genocide. I want the war to end.
What about the genocide?
And I respect your right to speak, but I am speaking right now.
Yeah!
Billions of dollars. So
2,000 people dead. 19,000 children are dead. 19,000 children are dead.
So listen, what he's talking about, it's real, and so that's not the subject that I came to discuss today, but it's real, and I respect his voice.
Reason number 24. At a recent Kamala Harris rally, protesters screamed that she's committing a genocide, she's funding a genocide. And she responded, look at the alternative. Look at how bad Trump is. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that for them, for the protesters, Trump is worse, meaning Trump is more pro-Israel, signaling to Jews that they should vote for Donald Trump in order to get the more pro-Israel president.
He intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. He intends to surrender our fight against the climate crisis, and he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking.
Reason number 25. At Trump's MSG rally, the Nazi rally, nearly every speaker spoke out in support of Israel and the right to win its war. Not only that, there were many images of both pro-Israel demonstrations and even a Chabad bacher putting on tefillin at this rally. You won't see that at a Kamala rally. You don't believe me? Check out these clips of that same rally where tons of speakers spoke out in support of Israel.
But I have a special message to everybody around the world, especially those who want to find themselves getting into the business of other people or messing with our greatest ally in Israel. Donald Trump is going to stand by Israel 100% of the way. 100% of the way.
We must elect Donald J. Trump president because we must crush jihad!
I'm on the side of Israel. You're on the side of Israel. Donald Trump's on the side of Israel. And they're on the side of the terrorists.
I asked the presidents of Penn, MIT, and Harvard, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate your university's code of conduct? And one after the other said, it depends on the context, and the world heard. You're fired. 5 have been fired, so many to go. And you know, compare that with President Trump. He brought us the most secure border in our nation's history. He brought us the strongest economy. He proudly supports our law enforcement, and he has and always will stand with Israel.
We all know that's you know what's going to happen in 9 days? We have very people.
Reason number 26, and this is the fundamental reason to vote for Trump over Harris. Because the fundamental difference between Trump and Harris is, let's be honest, Kamala Harris might defend Israel. She might even support Israel's right to defend itself. But she'll never allow Israel to win. While Trump, on the other hand, will both allow Israel to win as well as allow them to take more land in the process. That is the difference. Kamala Harris is an Israel shrinker. Donald Trump believes that Jews have the right to live in their biblical homeland and has no such qualms about supporting Palestinians and supporting a Palestinian state. He understands that peace through strength and not through appeasement is the only way forward. So if you're a Jew and you support Israel and you're deciding between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, the choice is very obvious. Vote Trump, save Israel. Also, Kamala Harris's daughter has raised $8 million for Gaza, so that's extremely concerning as well. I can't believe I forgot. Reason number 29. Kamala Harris snubbed Jewish Josh Shapiro as her VP. She did this because he made some pro-Israel comments about a day before she made the decision to pick her VP. Now, she chose Walz over Harris not because he was a better VP candidate. Almost everyone unanimously agreed that Josh Shapiro was the better pick. She did so because she needed to appease the radical, left-wing, anti-Semitic side of her party. The Squad, the voters in Michigan, and in general, the Jew haters on the Democratic side of the aisle. Now, this has directly impacted the Jewish vote. For example, this Jewish voter decided to vote for Trump just based off this decision.
I was formerly a Democrat, but I'm a Jewish student here, and after October 7th, I sort of switched over. I was wondering if you think that's like a trend among Jewish voters, and if that will have the big impacts on the election, especially with like Kamala not picking Josh Shapiro. I wonder if that sort of shows her stance on it.
Well, first of all, welcome to the Republican Party. You are welcome here, and I think it's terrific. So, number two, I want to say that you're right. Kamala Harris should have picked Josh Shapiro. It was the better choice for her ticket. Yeah. The only reason she did not pick Josh Shapiro is because he's a Jew.
That's what
Period. There is no other reason. Yes, I think it is a trend. I think that Jews need to realize the Democrat Party is not a safe place for them at all. That it is at odds with first of all, their love of the state of Israel, of which I share. And most importantly, is that the American Jewish community has long had an attachment with the American Democrat Party. You know that's very, very hard to break, right? Yeah. I hope it does, because we as conservatives, Republicans, and Trump supporters welcome Jewish Americans, coming into our ranks.
Well, here is my commitment to you on the solemn date. I will not allow the Jewish state to be threatened with destruction. I will not allow another Holocaust of the Jewish people. I will not allow a jihad to be waged on America or our allies. And I will support Israel's right to win its war on terror. And we will remove the jihadist sympathizers and Jew haters. We're going to remove the Jew haters who do nothing to help our country. They only want to destroy our country. If we can achieve all of that, we can really make sure that those who perished on October 7th will not have died in vain. They cannot have died in vain. You cannot let that happen. We're going to turn this into something where they can be proud of what's happened. They can say, we sacrificed our lives for something very special, and we will have peace
in the Middle East. We will have strength and resilience, and we will have a very powerful and strong Israel. And I will be with you all the way. Thank you very much. God bless you. And God bless the people of Israel. God bless America. Thank you very much.